What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'll be talking about 10 drivers who need to step up their performance in 2024. There are many drivers in NASCAR who definitely, for sure, do need to step up their performance, but these are 10 of the most prominent drivers who really need to improve their performance going into 2024. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first driver who needs to step up their performance in 2024 is Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez once going to be back behind the wheel of the number 99 car for Trackhouse Racing in 2024. Daniel Suarez has a lot of pressure, probably more pressure than anybody else going into the 2024 season. Look, Daniel Suarez has been in the Cup Series since all the way back to 2017. He's driven a lot of really good equipment. Drove for Joe Gibbs Racing for 2 seasons. Then went to SHR for 1 season, which he probably should have gotten another year at SHR. Then drove for the Gron brothers, and then has had the opportunity the last 3 years to drive for Trackhouse Racing. And in the 6 or 7 years he's been full-time in the sport, he has only made the playoffs once, and that was in 2022, where he was able to win a Sonoma and get there in his second year with Trackhouse Racing. He showed some good performance in 2023 at times, but struggled throughout 2023. He needs to really step up this game because Trackhouse currently at the moment can go after anybody right now. And they have 2 drivers that are in the pipeline currently at the moment waiting. You have Zane Smith, who's on a partnership with Spire and Trackhouse Racing, but Justin Marks stated publicly that he wants to move Zane in full-time. Zane, of course, being a Truck Series champion, really talented driver. He's someone that I think could take over Daniel Suarez's seat if he doesn't step up. But other big driver is Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen is going to be driving full-time in the Xfinity Series with Colleague Racing in 2024, and SVG is going to make some select starts in Cup, most likely with Trackhouse Racing. If Daniel Suarez does not contend for the playoffs in 2024, he may end up losing his seat to one of these 2 drivers. I know they bring sponsorship and funding, and Pitbull's really there because of that, but we need to see Daniel Suarez really step up this game and show some huge performances throughout 2024 if he's going to keep his seat. The second driver needs to step up in 2024 is Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton once again back behind the wheel of the number 21 car for the Wood Brothers in 2024. Look, Harrison Burton, a lot of people feel like got rushed up to the Cup Series. He replaced Matt DiBenedetto in 2022. And in the 2 years he's been in the NASCAR Cup Series, he really has not done anything, to be honest with you. He's only had, 4 career top 10s and 1 top 5 finish in the Wood Brothers. Now, I know the Wood Brothers are not an amazing organization, but they are getting stuff from Team Penske. And Harrison Burton should absolutely be doing better. The only reason Harrison Burton is still in that seat currently at the moment is because of his sponsor, Dex Imaging. But I'm not giving my hopes up completely just yet on Harrison Burton, and here is why. We have the new Ford Mustang Dark Horse body that's coming in, and I think that could definitely help. What's really crazy about Harrison Burton is that in 2020, when he was a rookie in Xfinity, he got 4 victories and was able to, unfortunately got eliminated in the round of 12, but he still got 4 wins and had a solid season. It just hasn't really translated to the NASCAR Cup Series. If he is going to want to stay in that seat past 2024, which there's a good chance he will with Dex Imaging sticking around, but if he wants to stay in NASCAR Cup Series long term, he's got to step up his game, and I'm really worried that it's not going to happen for him. If Ford brings a new body and it really helps, that could definitely help Harrison Burton's opportunity and chances to continue staying around. But he needs to really step up his game this year because if he's going to, like I said, want to stay in the Cup Series long term, he's got to do much better going into the 2024 season, and I'm very worried that is not going to happen. Hopefully he can prove me wrong and have a really, really good year, but we need to see some better performances from Harrison Burton in 2024 if he's going to stay in the Cup Series for a long time and for the foreseeable future. The third driver who needs to step up their game in 2024 is Austin Cindric. Now, Austin Cindric had a very, very solid rookie season. Had quite a few top 10s and a couple top 5s, and also was able to make the playoffs and won the Daytona 500. But his sophomore season was a complete struggle. Finished 22nd or 23rd in the standings. Only had 4 or 5 top 10s, I think, the whole entire year. Had a crew chief change halfway through the season and really didn't show much improvement from Brian Wilson. This is going to be year number 3 for Austin Cindric. But I'm not giving my hopes up just yet on Austin Cindric because I think Austin Cindric does have the capabilities to show improvement. And to be fair to Austin Cindric, I think a lot of the issues did come down to Team Penske's struggles. Outside of Ryan Blaney winning the championship, you had Joey Logano, who had a horrendous year, or kind of bad year for his standards, had his worst year since 2017. And like I talked about Harrison Burton, he had a very, very bad year, but Ford also was down in performance in certain areas. But even when the drivers were improving at the team, there still were a lot of struggles from Austin Cindric. So I need to see some big improvement from Cindric going into this year. Now, long-term Cindric could probably stay in the 2-car. But if he doesn't show improvement over the next year or two, I'm very worried that he may lose that 2-car. And there are talented drivers right now in the lower series at the moment, or who are coming from overseas, who I think are interested in wanting to run in NASCAR or coming to the lower ranks, especially in the Ford camp. And I think Ford is going to be wanting Penske to see if Cindric can improve. Luckily for him, I think he's got the capabilities to do that, but he needs to definitely, for sure, go into 2024. He needs to show some big improvement going into the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. The fourth driver needs to step up their performance in 2024 is Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed is leaving Rich Schultz Racing and will be headed over to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024. Now, I've already did a video talking about he is a driver I think that could have a breakout season at Xfinity, but he also needs to step up his game going into 2024 because he is joining one of the best organizations in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and that is Joe Gibbs Racing. He has been in the Xfinity Series for the last 2 years, and unfortunately, Sheldon Creed has failed to score a single victory and a single win up to this point. And he's been in good equipment. It's not like RCR has really been holding him back. He's been in the same equipment that Austin Hill has been in, and Austin Hill has won a ton of races. He got 4 wins last year and got 2 wins the previous year in 2022. Meanwhile, Sheldon Creed, who's been in very similar equipment, has failed to score a win. But he has shown the capabilities of winning races. Going into this year in 2024, Sheldon Creed absolutely has to win a few races this season. I need to see him get at least 4 or 5, not 4 or 5 wins, but at least a win or 2 and be an outside championship threat and contender. If he doesn't win a race this year with Joe Gibbs Race equipment, the same equipment where John Hunter got 7 or 8 wins this past year, I have a bad feeling that he may lose that seat. Now, he does bring some sponsorship funding that's going to help him, but if he wants to be in the Cup Series in the future and get an opportunity there, he's got to show some improvement in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and he's got to be a contender with JGR. He's going to be in really strong and good equipment. Hopefully he can do that, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that and capable of doing that in 2024. He needs to step up his game. The fifth driver who needs to step up their performance in 2024 is Hailie Deegan. Look, Hailie Deegan had a lot of hype in 2019 and 2020. She moved up to the Truck Series full-time in 2021, and she had a pretty bad rookie season. Then 2022, we all thought she was going to improve, and she really didn't do great. But she did have a really solid Xfinity Series debut where she did end up finishing in 13th place. Now, Hailie Deegan in 2023 got an opportunity of a lifetime to join ThorSport Racing. And what did she do with it? Nothing. She had basically a similar season at ThorSport as she did at teams like DGR Racing and Tricon Racing especially. Look, Hailie Deegan, I think, is a talented driver, and she's getting the opportunity of a lifetime to move up to the NASCAR Xfinity Series. But let's be honest, Hailie Deegan does have to do better in the Xfinity Series if she's going to want to stay in NASCAR long-term, or she's not going to want to be labeled a NASCAR bust. I like Hailie Deegan a lot, but let's be real and honest. She struggled in the Truck Series. The one thing that can help Hailie Deegan, though, is the fact that she will be in Xfinity, where I think the drivers are going to be a lot more respectful and a lot better than what we've seen before. Also, she's going to a team that's kind of a little bit of mid-pack, so it's a realistic expectation to have with her. But one thing she needs to do is have less DNS and try to finish in the top 15 in standings. Therefore, you're showing some pretty big improvement. I know the Xfinity Series field is extremely a lot more competitive, but I have got to see some improvement from Hailie Deegan going into 2024. Hopefully she can do that and show improvement, because if she doesn't start showing better improvement, I think long-term she'll be out of sport. But the one thing that can help is the fact is that she is only 22 years old and she won't be 23 until July. Hopefully she can do better, though, in the future. The sixth driver who I think should step up or needs to step up in 2024 is Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon is dropping all the way back from the Cup Series down to the Truck Series to join Racklor Racing in 2024. Look, Ty Dillon is a driver that absolutely needs to step up his game. He is going to be going to a solid Truck Series organization in 2024, but I have to see some improvement from Todd Gillan in the Truck Series. One, don't wreck your equipment that much. And two, try to contend for the playoffs in the Truck Series at least. I think luckily for him, he's going to have the opportunity to do that with Rackler Racing. They're making big movement over at Rackler Racing, and I think that could definitely help Todd Gillan for sure. But like I said, I need to see some improvement from Todd Gillan at Rackler Racing. This is a solid organization, and they've been making some pretty big movement as well during this offseason. I really hope Todd Gillan can do it. I think he's got the capabilities. He needs to at least be contending for a plus because I think he's auditioning for a job in the higher-up series. He's got time to do it. I think he's seen what John Hunter has done, but he definitely for sure needs to step up his game and performance in 2024. The seventh driver who needs to step up their performance in 2024 is Tanner Gray. Look, Tanner Gray has been in the Truck Series now for 3 or 4 years. I know he's the grandson of Johnny Gray and also is an AHRA champion and I think funny stock. Here's the problem, though, I have with Tanner Gray. He has not shown any improvement in trucks. He hasn't been completely awful by any stretch of imagination. He doesn't seem to wreck equipment as much as he used to, but when he came to the Truck Series, I had a lot of hype for him. But let's be honest, his brother Taylor has shown a lot more in about a year or two he's been in the Truck Series than Tanner has really shown. And I just feel like that if Tanner Gray is going to want to stick around long term in NASCAR or get the opportunity to move up, he has to start doing a lot better. Luckily for him, he's a younger driver. He'll be 24 in 2024. But I really hope in the next 2 years, Tanner Gray can come in here and show a lot more improvement from this team. He's going to be working with Tricon again. And he's got really good talent like Corey Heim and, of course, his brother Taylor. So really hope that Tanner Gray can do better because he definitely does for sure need to step up going into the 2024 NASCAR Truck Series season. Hope he can step up. The eighth driver needs to step up their performance in 2024 is Noah Gragson. Now look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Noah Gragson had an abysmal season in 2023. He only had 2 top 20 finishes with Legacy Motor Club, though that team was basically in a down year because they, of course, are switching to Toyota in 2024. But also Noah Gragson got fired partway through the season. He is getting the opportunity of a lifetime as he'll be joining Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024. And while Stewart-Haas Racing is not the top 2 organization that they used to be, this is still an organization that a lot of drivers want to go to. He's also going to be working with Drew Blickensurfer in 2024. When I say step up, because he was really good in the Xfinity Series, he needs to step up his game in the Cup Series. Again, this technically will be almost like a rookie season again, but I have to see some improvement from Noah Gragson this year for him to stay in the Cup Series long term. I know he has a multi-year deal with this team, but I want to see Noah Gragson show at least some sort of improvement throughout 2024, and if he can do that, I think he'll have an opportunity to stay in the sport for a long time, but we'll see what Noah Gragson does. Hopefully, though, for sure, like I said, he can show a lot of improvement and do a lot better things in 2024. He's got to do better, though, in this upcoming season if he wants a lot of people to believe in him. If he shows improvement and step up a little bit, I think he'll be someone that a lot of people look at long term. The ninth driver who I think has to step up in 2024 is Todd Gillan. This is a very slight mention because Todd Gillan, in my opinion, is someone who I think is actually a really good driver. Here's what I'll say about Todd Gillan, though. The reason why I mentioned Todd Gillan maybe needing to step up is because partway through the year in 2023, he basically had to run a select number race with Rick Ware because Zane Smith at the time had to get a couple select starts with that team. But I think Todd Gillan is a good driver. What I mean step up is he needs to have a good season like he had in 2023 at the start of the year. If he can at least do good enough to show something, he will probably long-term stay in the Cup Series. And he's still a relatively young driver. He's my age for crying out loud. He's 23 years old. But I need to see some improvement from Todd Gillan in 2024. Just a little bit and step up a little bit if he's going to want to stay in the Cup Series long term. He's capable enough driver to do it, though. I think he just needs to step up slightly because Lane Riggs is right there, and I think long-term front row is going to want to move up Lane Riggs long-term. And you also have Michael McDowell, who is not getting any younger, and Michael McDowell isn't going to be there much longer. And eventually, I think Todd is going to become the leader despite being the younger driver of the two. And the 10th final driver that I think needs to step up in 2024 is Daniel Hemric. Daniel Hemric is going to the Cup Series in 2024. And Daniel Hemric is getting an opportunity. Look, Daniel Hemric has to step up a little bit if he's going to want to stay in the 31 car long term. I know he brings sponsorship and funding, but this is a great opportunity for him. He's going to be driving full-time in the Cup Series for the first time in 6 seasons. But the reason I want to see him step up in 2024 is because he's getting the opportunity again. I know he brings sponsorship, but he's got to do better. If I see a little bit of improvement from him, if he does better than Justin Haley, then it's like, okay, prove me right. Wrong. But I don't really know if he's going to do it. I'm worried about Kaulig Racing, and I think they're going to be hurt by not having AJ Allmendinger there full-time, and I think they're making a mistake not having Justin Haley there either, though he's going to Rick Ware in 2024. So really, I hope that Daniel Hemric can do it and show some improvement, because I got to see something. I know he's an Xfinity Series champion, but he's won only 1 race in his career, and I need to see some more from him going into 2024. So those are the 10 drivers I think need to step up. I'll mention some honorable mentions. Main one is Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones at Junior Motorsports had a horrendous year in 2023, missed the playoffs. He had a great second half of the season, but I got to see improvement from Daniel Hemric in Brandon Jones in 2024. So those are the drivers that I think need to step up their performance in 2024. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What drivers do you think need to step up performance in 2024? Let me your thoughts in the comments below. I got a lot of great content dropping on the channel as we get closer to the Daytona 500. We're about a month away from that at this point, and I'm really excited about the Daytona 500. Also, this Wednesday, I will be having a silly season predictions for 2025 dropping on the channel. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.